It was frustration at Tunisia's youth unemployment that started it all. When 23-year-old fruit vendor Mohamed Bouazizi set fire to himself last year and died days later, it sparked an unprecedented wave of protests that would transform the region. Thousands of Tunisians took to the streets, demanding political change and economic opportunity. The country's youth spearheaded what became known as the Jasmine Revolution. By mid-January, President Zain Al Abidine Ben Ali had been overthrown and fled to Saudi Arabia. His departure not only overjoyed young Tunisians, but galvanized young Egyptians. They set up camp in Cairo's Tahrir Square, calling for an end to corruption, the creation of jobs and implementation of democratic reforms, demanding President Hosni Mubarak step down. His ouster came on February 11th. As in Egypt, huge numbers of unemployed youth, a lack of opportunities, and rising poverty inspired young protesters to flood the streets of cities throughout Yemen, the region's poorest country. At a youth-led rally outside Sana'a University in February, many college-educated Yemenis expressed their dissatisfaction at the lack of job opportunities there. The anger was palpable.
How old are you? 27 years old, have nothing, did nothing for the future, single, frustrated in this country.
March, and in Syria, protests are sparked by the arrest of several teenagers in Daraa who daubed walls with anti-regime slogans. Since then, thousands have died in the unrest, but many of those who continue to demonstrate are young and out of work, risking their lives day after day in the hopes of obtaining a better future. A new report from the World Economic Forum says the Middle East and North Africa will need to create 25 million new jobs and sustain average growth of 5.5% over the next decade to provide young people with work. Across the Middle East and North Africa, jobless rates among the young average 25%. That's almost 8% higher than the average of developed countries. A growing workforce but a stagnant economy, the scenario in many Arab countries, where the educated and unemployed young decide not to sit idly by. They've not only taken to the streets, they're also using social media in ways that allow them to communicate, organize, recruit, and evade strict controls on mainstream media to get their message of resistance out to the wider world. Mohamed Jamjoon, CNN, Abu Dhabi.